Hello again, this is Trev, Take an Idea on Headphone, and I also write for Subjective Reviews. If you wish for a written article on the HE-R10 as well as the YouTube here, then pop over to Subjective Reviews and you'll find what you need there. As promised, this is part 2 of the HE-R10, brought to you relatively quickly, but now having had more than 1 minute listening. In fact, I've had now 10 hours with the planers. I will not be doing a dynamic review as of yet because I've yet to spend more than an hour listening to them. A few things I found out since the rather dubious unboxing video where I took forever to get the things out of the box. The planer model needs very little amping. My first unboxing video had them plugged into the amp module on the AK380, which even in unbalanced mode was far more voltage than it really needed. Since then I've been using the plain headphone out unbalanced at the top of the AK380, and that's where all of my listening has taken place. It's quite remarkable to find something that will run on pretty much anything. And this is a byproduct of the fact that this is ready for the Blue Mini Bluetooth module, which comes free with the HiFiMan Diva at $299, but doesn't come supplied with this one, which, if you can HiFiMan, I would start putting it in the box. Well, the 1 minute of listening on the unboxing was warts and all, and my honest opinion straight out of the box. And as you know, the first word that came out of my mouth was wow. And there is a wow factor even after 10 hours to these. And I did find myself listening to tracks that I knew very well, and it felt like I was listening to them for the first time, because the delivery of the HE-R10 is quite different from the delivery of even the Susvaras that I have. So what is the difference between the planer and the Susvara? Well, let me say first of all that I believe that the Susvara and the HE-R10 are on a par in terms of sound quality. I always thought that a closed headphone could deliver good sound quality because, of course, in-ear monitors are closed, and there's some beautiful sounding in-ear monitors out there. But of course they don't have that grand depth that a big headphone with a big set of drivers has got. You're a Susvara owner, you love your Susvaras, and you cannot probably believe that a $5,500 closed headphone will come anywhere near the Susvara in terms of sound quality. And of course, this is a subjective opinion. It's not based on anything technical, and it's not based on any measurements, and I haven't even done any recordings in between the ear cups as of yet, although that wouldn't prove very much because of course a closed set of headphones are totally different from an open set of headphones. But what is the difference between the Susvara and the HE-R10? Well, the HE-R10, because of the cups, I believe, and because of the pads being so thick, have a more headphone-like quality to them. In other words, all the sounds seem to be coming from around your head and near your ears. Although it is super wide anyway, it is not as wide a sound as the Susvara. And in fact, I can pinpoint the sounds and the different flourishes with more precision because of that with the HE-R10 than I can with the Susvara. I think that the Susvara have a sort of a disappearing quality about the headphones, and you almost forget that you have a pair of headphones on. There is more of a blending of the sound, although the clarity is super great on the Susvaras, of course. I don't need to be telling any of you that. With the HE-R10, there was always a feeling that I had a pair of headphones on Obviously they are very heavy as well, and I don't think the headband helps that feeling of having a sort of a ton weight on your head. But if you can overcome that and get around that and keep an open mind about the sound, I got the feeling that with the HE-R10 I was listening to an awesome piece of hi-fi equipment that was showing off to me. And with the Susvaras, I got the feeling that I was listening to a piece of music that was almost effortless in its presentation. Some of you, I think, are probably on the edge of buying these, and you're just waiting for my sort of seal of approval with them, that first wow factor I had in the first minute of listening to them is still there after 10 hours. And yes, these are by far the best sounding closed headphones I've ever listened to. And I would say that they are on a par with the Susvara. There is no disgrace here in the sound quality. Leaving all the other controversy aside, those of you who've had the chance to listen to the HiFiMan Susvara or are owners of a pair of HiFiMan Susvaras know that with the right type of amping you will get a very good bass delivery. In fact, the difference between the HE-1000 SE and the Susvara, in my opinion, is very much that underlying warmth and bass impact of the Susvara compared to the HE-1000 SEs. Well, the bass on the HE-R10, in my subjective opinion, is better. It just has more depth to it, and it is just bouncing against these cups. Overall, if I wanted to put my money down between a HiFiMan Susvara and an HE-R10, that choice would be very difficult for me. I think with the effortlessness of the Susvaras, the fact that they seem to just melt away and all one listens to is the music rather than the special effects, maybe that would do it for me. But when one considers that these are $500 less, they can be used in the same room as somebody else. We've sometimes got into a volume war where my wife can pick up some parts of some tunes and it starts to distract her, so she turns up the volume on the TV, and then we end up having a listening battle between the quiet passages on the TV, she can hear my music, and the quiet passages on my headphones, I can hear the TV. The HE-R10, of course, is far easier to amp than the Susvaras. The Susvaras are an art form in itself to find the correct pair to get the best sound out of them. Once you do it, there's no looking back, of course, but the journey is far easier on the HE-R10s. Well, I hope that's given you some further insights into the HE-R10. Controversy aside, they're obviously going to be a winner because there's an awful lot of interest already being generated by them. I hope you've enjoyed it, and until the next time, we'll see you soon.